Hello, gorgeous manifestors. How are you? Happy Friday. Hope you are all having a really good Friday and looking forward to the weekend ahead. I just wanted to come on today to talk to you about the importance of moving and not waiting for all of your ducks to be in a row. So when I am coaching clients, often they come to me with ideas. They've had inspired actions about what it is that they want to do, but understandably their ego takes them into an energy of how am I actually going to do that? I need to have a whole roadmap in place. I need to have a proper plan of action. And when you're working with law of attraction, it's actually about moving before all of your ducks are in a row, because only when you move do you then get the next inspired action. So I've had 2 or 3 calls this morning and it's been the same for most of the people I've spoken to. So they've sort of had some guidance about what it is that they want to do. They're not 100% certain, but what they're doing is they're waiting until they're 100% certain. And when you're working with law of attraction, that actually slows everything down. There's a plane going over. I thought I'd do a live outside. Now there's a plane going over, which is actually very low. So just make sure you are following all of the guidance you're getting, even if it's not crystal clear. So for example, I was saying when I started this business, I knew that I wanted to help people. So I hadn't had the inspired action of being a law of attraction coach, but I knew I really enjoyed meditation, and I knew that I wanted to help. And at the time I was really passionate about helping kids as well. So I did a course in London where I learned how to do mindfulness for children. And after I did the course, a few months later, I was like, right, I'm in the cottage now. I just manifested the cottage. I'm where I want to be. And maybe I could host some mindfulness sessions in the cottage for children. And I was going to call it Mindfulness in the Cottage. So I set up a Facebook page and everything. I started speaking to friends locally and started to play with the energy of it, and I was really close to actually launching the sessions. And then I think it was around that time that I had the inspired action to be a law of attraction coach. But if I hadn't have moved with the mindfulness for children idea, I don't think I would have then been led to the law of attraction coach idea. And I also remember another story on an Abraham Hicks cruise, Esther talking once about having so completely different, but having an urge about moving furniture around in her home. So she basically contacted somebody to help her do it because the furniture was really heavy, and that person came, and then he helped her. And then at the end of the day, it turned out that he was really into rap music and she was, and how basically this whole chain of events that followed all came from that impulse of her wanting to move furniture around in her home. And again, she could have dismissed that impulse, but she didn't. She moved with it. And so just bear in mind that when you are working with the law of the universe and your inner guidance, so your higher self, source energy, the universe, whatever you want to call it, when you're following that guidance, it's always going to lead you to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. But if you're not even following that first piece of guidance, it kind of can't bring the next thing to you. So just check in with yourself. Are you moving? Because quite often when people come to me, they're feeling a bit stuck, and I can totally relate, because that's how I felt for years. But that's because I wasn't moving. I was in a PR role that I didn't enjoy, but I wasn't kind of moving to leave it. And you do have to move for the universe to then bring you the next breadcrumb and the next breadcrumb. And it's not about you having the whole roadmap. Leave that to the universe. Your job is just to follow one stepping stone at a time. And when you do that, the magic really does start to unfold and chase you. And again, I often say to clients, don't get an inspired action and then think, well, how does this equate to the final goal that I want? How is that ever going to lead me there? Because quite often the route that the universe gives you, well, absolutely always and every time it's the fastest and shortest way, but to our logical minds it won't seem like the direct way, but it is absolutely the fastest and shortest way. So the point of today's message is just make sure you are moving, and if you are waiting for all of your ducks to be in a row, then I invite you to stop and to just move with playing with the energy of what feels good to you now. And if you are lacking clarity, again, don't wait for the clarity before you move. The movement then results in the clarity. And so again, this is a different way of doing things to how the majority of the population are doing things. We're working with powerful, powerful universal energies here. We are intentionally harnessing them. So follow every bit of guidance that you're given. Have a light, playful energy around it. The universe is all about fun. Don't put loads of pressure on yourself, but do move. And one of the stories I was mentioning in my money flow inner circle a couple of days ago was when I contacted the local estate agents near me, because there's this gorgeous house that I've always loved and I'm not ready to buy it by any stretch of the imagination, and also it's not even on the market, but I still contacted the estate agent to say if ever it goes back on, let me know, because again, it's just putting that energy out into the universe, but letting go of the specific outcome perhaps if it's going to make you contract, but just by knowing I've thrown that energy out into the universe, it's just given me, I guess, more momentum behind that desire. And because I know the estate agents, because it's the estate agents I used to work for, very likely when that goes on the market again, they will contact me if, you know, I do end up manifesting it, unless the universe has something even bigger and better in mind that I don't even know about yet. So really just move where you are now, play, have a light, fun energy around it. In the words of Abraham Hicks, be easy about it, but know that the universe will only guide you as far as you're willing to go. And if you're not listening to the guidance, it can't really guide you any further. And especially what I believe is that if something's in your soul contract and you're not following the guidance to actually move in that direction, the universe will keep nudging you until you listen. So again, in my PR job that I used to work in, I stayed there much longer than I should have. Then I tried to leave and then came back. And I think I tried to leave again and then came back. And in the end, the universe just gave me the biggest clout. It was like this moment where something happened at work and I was literally like, oh my goodness, I cannot do this for the next 40 years of my life. And it ended up being this massive clout because I wasn't listening to the guidance before. And of course, that was part of my soul contract. Part of my soul contract is to be a powerful worldwide manifesting coach to help loads and loads and loads of other people become the powerful creators that they were born to be. That, of course, is something that was in my soul contract, but I kind of was making it hard because I wasn't listening to the nudges. So don't make it hard. Listen to the nudges, move with them. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. You know, I ended up leaving PR and going into network marketing and just kind of taking that massive leap in the end because the universe nudged me so much. But again, I don't regret any of it ever, because now I'm here now, fulfilling my life purpose, doing my life's work, and I absolutely love it. So let go of the need of having to have all of your ducks in a row. Let go of the need of having to have the entire roadmap. But when you surrender to the guidance that you're being given and you actually move with it, oh my goodness, just the magic that unfolds and chases you is incredible. And if you do that from here on in, every nudge you do, like even this coming on to do a live, I hadn't planned it, universe nudged me to do it, so here I am. Move with it and don't question how that fits in with your final goal. Just know that you following the guidance is you manifesting everything you desire in the shortest and fastest and most direct way possible. So I hope that really helps, my darlings. Very nice to be outside doing a live in the sun. Yay, summer's back in England, woohoo. Looking back now and realise the universe has been nudging me to this point. So fabulous, amazing, absolutely. It's really interesting. I had something that was going on behind the scenes between January and March, this gentle nudging that I just wasn't listening to. And it was a real interesting one for me. Again, a bit of universal training, because I always follow my inner guidance, but it was quite subtle. And I suddenly realised a couple of weeks ago, hang on, I'm not even listening to this guidance. No wonder this certain thing's feeling quite hard. And as soon as I listened to the guidance and made the decision that I had to make, which was actually quite uncomfortable to my ego, but as soon as I gave into the guidance and ignored my ego and did it, everything became easy again. So again, if you don't follow the guidance, it's going to feel uncomfortable and difficult. So if you are feeling a bit stuck at the minute, it's because you're not following the guidance. As soon as you actually surrender, even if it feels uncomfortable to your ego, then know that everything's going to start loosening up for you. Okay, my darlings? It only took you 40 years. It took me 37, so don't worry. And also, it's never, ever, ever too late, ever. Louise Hay didn't get going until she was in her 50s, and I love that story because look at the legacy she created. So it's never, ever too late. Celebrate the fact that you know now. You know, I sometimes think, oh, I can't believe it took me 37 years, but I'm really glad I was only 37 and not 67, for example. Always look on or I guess on the positives, as Abraham would say, pivot. But that's amazing that you have realised that, because also remember the vast majority of the population, and this is part of the work I'm here to do, is to help change that, but the vast majority of the population stay trapped in that energy for their entire lives. So it's amazing that you found that now, darlings. Absolutely celebrate that. One of you saying no, it isn't, it's pouring down in Shropshire. Is it? It's like baking here, not to rub it in. Maybe the rain's coming for us later, who knows? Tanya, it took me 37 years too. Gorgeous soul sis, Tanya. Okay, my darlings, so I'm going to love you and leave you, but I hope that really helps. Remember, I'm taking lots of calls at the minute for one-to-one coaching. So it can be one-to-one coaching for anything that you want to achieve, whether it's becoming a manifesting coach yourself, whether it's just business stuff, whether it's you wanting to make a leap. A lady that I'm about to just work with now is about to really shift and make her leaps to change her life in the most delicious and extraordinary way as well. So whatever it is you've got going on, if you want to have a chat about one-to-one coaching, because there's only a few spots, do inbox me before they all get taken, or you can email me through my website. But make sure you get in touch and at least explore the energy of it, because I would hate for you to not move and follow that inspired action. I've just seen how that all links together. Okay, my darlings, have a gorgeous, gorgeous Friday. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. And I cannot wait to be on again next week to see you all. Mwah. Bye.